Hello. Today I am making this delicious spaghetti squash skillet. Let me show you what's in it. So I've already cut my spaghetti squash in half. So you need a medium spaghetti squash. How I cut it is I cut the one end off, a small piece, another end off, stood it up on my chopping board, and then sliced it down the middle. Then you take the seeds out like I've done on here. And what I'm going to do is take some olive oil. I'll spray it. You can brush it on it, but I've been using the spray olive oil to coat it, and then I'm going to bake it at 375 for 45 minutes. What else you're going to need is a pound of either ground beef or ground turkey. I decided to use ground turkey this time, so here's my ground turkey. You need a small onion, yellow onion, whatever. I don't care what kind of onion, but this is the onion I'm going to use. I like a little bit more onion. And then you need a bell pepper. You want to use a fourth of this. I'll probably use, I like a lot of vegetables. I use a little more, but the recipe calls for a fourth of it. A half a cup of, I was about to say tomatoes. A half a cup of mushrooms. They didn't have the ones sliced already, so I'm just going to slice these up. And I'm going to use all of them. I don't care how much, because I like mushrooms too. So I'll just put all these in there after I wash and slice them. You need 3 cloves of garlic. You can either buy garlic and chop your own garlic, or you can buy the already minced garlic. I like to use the already minced garlic. Sometimes I actually chop up garlic, but a lot of times I'll just get the garlic that's already minced. You need some diced tomatoes. Again, you can dice your own tomatoes if you want to. But I bought already diced tomatoes, and you use 2 cans of these if you're going to dice them. Or you can dice up 3 fresh tomatoes. Then you need some salt, and you need some pepper. I'm going to use my Himalayan sea salt. And then you need some parsley. So I just washed, look how beautiful that parsley is. Wash my parsley. So what I'm going to do right now is spray my spaghetti squash. I have the oven preheated, or preheating right now. It's still preheating, and then I've got a cookie sheet with a non-stick liner on it, because I don't like having to wash liners after I bake stuff. I always use the Reynolds release. They don't even call it release anymore. It's just non-stick foil. I put the non-stick foil on there, and then I never really have to wash them because they don't get dirty. Yeah, so let me do that. Pull that over here. Alright, up, it's ready. So the first thing that I am going to do, because this is the longest part right here, is cooking this. It's gonna take 45 minutes at least. So spray, and then I like to season the inside of my spaghetti squash a little bit too, even though it's gonna be mixed in with the skillet. But I still, when I'm roasting it, I still like to season it some. Roast it with some delicious seasoning. A little salt, a little pepper. This is seasoned also. A little bit of sea salt. Now, let's get this baby in the oven. While that is doing that, I'm gonna dice up my onions and dice up my green pepper, and then I gotta go and wash these, but I'm gonna slice these up too. So that is the next step. I like to get this stuff already done, so when I get ready to put my skillet together, I don't have to say, oh, my meat is cooking, let me hurry up and get this stuff diced. I like to have the stuff ready to go. So my husband come here and dice these onions up. Now I'll make them come here. Cut these suckers first and get it over with. I know that I've got a couple of tricks for dealing with these onions. I got onion goggles over there that I probably should go get them and put them on instead of waiting until my eyes burn and put them on. Another trick that I learned from one of my good friends is to take a fresh lemon, a slice of a lemon, and rub it on the chopping board where you're cutting your onions, and that's will get, I guess, neutralize it where it won't irritate your eyes. So if I start to feel irritated, I will either go get a piece of lemon or I'll just put my goggles on. I think I got some pieces of lemon already cut in the refrigerator. If I do that and that works for me, which I've done that before and I know it does work, but I learned that after I bought the goggles, and I don't always have lemon slices on hand. All right, I'm gonna go get a piece. Speaking of, so take it and tilt it down a little bit and you can see. Just rub the lemon on the surface of where you're cutting the onion, and then it will neutralize it a little bit. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna dice these onions up, and then I don't know how many of them. Start dicing up that bell pepper. And I'm not gonna need that whole bell pepper, that whole green pepper for this. So I'll probably dice it and then put some of it away, and we can use it to make like omelets, or I can put it in something else that I want to make. So far, so good. Eyes aren't burning yet. Like I said, I've done this before. Putting the lemon on the board when she first told me about it. But it literally was right after I had already ordered, a few days before I had ordered my goggles, and they were still on their way when I learned this trick. So, but it's a good little trick to have when you don't have if you don't have goggles. So, or if you don't feel like wearing goggles. Sometimes the goggles get steamy, fogged up. And then dice this sucker up. There's not a whole lot to chop, man. I really wish they would have had my already sliced portobellos. They didn't, because I just buy those. Garbage. Garbage over there. Alright, slice this up. Alright, so I've chopped up some fresh parsley, guys. The parsley, you only need, I think the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of it. That's probably more than 2 tablespoons, but like I said, I like to just kind of put how much of things I like to put in it. So right now we're going to take this organic ground beef, and we are going to brown it in the pan. £1 pound, guys. That's what I'm using because I'm just making a regular medium-high heat. 1 pound. You don't have to season it if you don't want to, but I'm going to season my meat because I like seasoning. So I season everything.
This is what it looks like. Not quite this bad, but is that ridiculous?
Again, you can use ground turkey or ground beef. Does not matter. You're gonna brown this, and then you're gonna set it to the side, and because we're gonna use this pan again for the vegetables. And if I didn't show you, I think I didn't have it on the table earlier, guys. You need oregano, and you also need basil. Not fresh though, just the seasoning or dried. And I didn't have it on the table earlier, so. Coming along, guys. Once this is all brown, you want to drain the liquid off of it. It's almost browned all the way. There's still some pink pieces, but make sure that you drain the liquid off of it. Set it to the side because we're going to use the same pan again. Got 15 minutes left on our spaghetti squash that's in the oven. It'll probably be done before we get done, but that's fine because I need to cool a little bit so that I can pull the spaghetti squash out of the skin. I think that is good enough. So I am going to go drain this and be right back. Put some olive oil. And now, guys, we got to come over here. We're going to put our onions and our bell pepper in. Season these veggies, guys. A little salt, a little pepper. I like to use seasonal salt. It has really good flavor. And you're going to saute those for about 3 minutes. So I got 10 minutes on there for my spaghetti squash. So at 7 minutes, I'm going to saute these. I'll do the next step. Okay, now you want to add in that fresh garlic and your mushroom. Three cloves of garlic. half a cup of mushrooms. That smells really good. All right, now you want to put your diced tomatoes in. Diced tomatoes. 2 teaspoons of oregano. No, a half teaspoon of oregano, not 2. A half teaspoon of oregano and 2 teaspoons of basil. So I'm using this brand. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? So I'm going to put, that's a half teaspoon. Then I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of the basil in. One. This is a half teaspoon measuring spoon, guys. 2. It's pretty much all that was left. Mix that in. I'm going to put the parsley in too, guys. I just want to mix this up a little bit. And also at this point too, you want to put in your tomato sauce. So mix that. I'm going to put the sauce in. One can of tomato sauce. Pouring that in. Now, guys, I'm going to put that fresh, delicious parsley in. I mean, that parsley smells so good when I was chopping it. I love the way fresh herbs smell when you cut them and cut into them. It's looking really good, smelling really good. Oh, parsley. All right. Remember, 2 tablespoons of this. I'm just going to grab some fingerfuls and pour it in. Give it a mix. Alright guys, this is nearing the end. Really the only thing left is to put the spaghetti squash in and a Parmesan cheese. So spaghetti squash still has another 3 minutes left, but I'm gonna, you know, you want to let this stew a little bit anyway. So you want to bring this to a gentle boil, and then that's really when you want to add in your spaghetti squash. But we still got a couple minutes for the spaghetti squash, but it's going in. But bring this mixture here to a gentle boil. I actually want a little bit more parsley. I'm just gonna put all of it in there. Just, it's so pretty. Makes everything look so nice. On top of the fact that you could really never get, for at least for me. Now for people who are not flavor, like I love flavors. Even when I do tacos and things like that, I like to have a lot of cilantro and everything. I even put it in omelets, but I like a lot of herbs and a lot of flavor in my food. So, thank you, Peanut Gallery. Yeah. So, all right, we'll bring this to I'll cover it for a second. Let it come to a little boil. There are my two beautiful medium-sized. There's one medium spaghetti squash. Yeah. All right. So now I have to take a fork, and all you do is take a fork and rake it to get all the inside out, and it shreds up just like spaghetti. So I'm gonna do that, and then get it off of there. It's gonna be hot, so I need to use both hands to do that. And then I'll put it on the thing, and then we'll go to the next step of mixing the ground beef and the spaghetti squash into our mixture that we got going here. That can go off. That's done. All right.
Black, 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 black.
I'm sorry. I'm calling.
All right. You want to see, guys? See? Just break it up. Just rakes right out.
Science said 10 went from 90 to 55. Mother Nature must have seen this big trooper.
So this is hot. So use a mitt or a glove or wait for this to cool. I'm gonna put something on my hand in a minute, but I do this every time I make spaghetti squash. Burn myself 100 times before I get something to grab it with.
Stop acting like yourself. Stop being you. You're irritating me.
Nah, that ain't gonna work. I don't even know. Just pour it out.
Oh,
Stop.
I went the wrong way.
You're annoying me. Stop it.
Alright, so that's how you scrape it out, okay guys? Just pull it all out of there.
Can you stop it?
Oh, bored.
You're annoying.
How could you?
Stop. It's very hot, and I'm on the time right now because this is supposed to be in there already.
Papers.
It's hot. Now we're going to put the spaghetti squash and the ground meat into our sauce, our vegetable skillet that we have put together. Ground turkey. Now I'm going to stir this in but this only needs to simmer for about 2 minutes. So I'll mix it good and then cover it for 2 minutes, and then I'll top it with some Parmesan cheese, and then this will be done. You want to make sure that it's all mixed in good, so all the different vegetables and stuff are all throughout.
Okay. You want to be scraping perfect.
Alright guys, this is just about done. Last step, shredded Parmesan. That's gonna go on top. Alright, last step. You can actually do this on your plate if you want to. I'm just gonna put a little bit, sprinkle some fresh shredded Parmesan on top of that and serve. Of course, can't put a meal like this together without tasting it first, right? Gonna put some on this plate here. Now, if you wanted to, you could make like some garlic bread or something to go with this. I did not make garlic bread to go with it. That looks yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. All right, let's see how it tastes though. Make sure I get a mushroom, some tomato. That is really good. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you try it, let me know how it turned out and how you liked it in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.